Hello and welcome to another edition of Watch Me Suck at Minecraft. In the previous episode, we were preparing for a possible journey into the end cities without respawning the dragon. So, we'll talk about that. And also, I asked 2 episodes ago whether or not you wanted me to go to an end city. And then I just uploaded the episode where I was preparing once I get the responses. And now it's time to get started. So, of course, it's the Watch Me Suck Birthday Seed World. I've turned off the VSync because it was screwing with the frame rate. And yes, you'll hear extra noise in the background because it's a nice day and I got the windows open. So, in spite of it being mid-October in New England. Anyway, let's see where we are. We got the 60-second timer just in case we lose track. The day is up. We're looking at the pillar over there. Anyway, I know not many people watch these videos, so I know that I kinda don't get a ton of responses back, but there's a reason why I am putting my good stuff away like that, as well as the ladder and some of this dirt for reasons that don't really need. Gravel, who cares? I don't have that much food on me, but I've asked if you want to see me go to an end city. And we don't have wood. And we don't have wood. Hit the eye. Maybe we will. We also don't have many torches, and we will need a ton of those. Wait a minute, do we have a... Oh, that's obsidian. I thought it was a block of coal. It wasn't, and it wouldn't be in there. So anyway, the question was, do you want me to go? And as I was mentioning, not many people watch these episodes, but the number of responses was surprisingly low. Nonetheless, all one of you said, go to an end city. So, we'll do it. But right now, we got to prepare. And one of the ways I'm preparing is I'm going to take off all my good stuff. Actually, let's put those back on because nothing's really good about them. Actually, I'm putting on my good stuff here. Well, that was a waste of time, but we got another set. We didn't totally waste everything. So, we are going to need another sword. A pickaxe. We won't be needing an axe. The bow, there's nothing special about it. But what I will do is split this up. I know I could just hit the book, but I'd like to try and do it myself. We need a bunch of coal. And I don't remember if I have any extras down here. No, I don't. I don't have much food either. I'm not going to steal from the stoves. Not going to happen. And it's raining. Yay. I don't have anything extra there. Definitely not there. Oh, I had another piece of lapis. Not using it. Wait a minute. Nah, we won't take that. But we will take all of this. Hopefully we can take all of it. Oh, no, we can't. Well, that'll soon be non-issue. Alright, we don't have coal. I wanted to go right away, but that's not going to happen. We need food. We need to keep an eye out in case anything decides to come along and get us. Oh, wow. Yeah, we have not thought any of this through. We being myself. Alright, so I'm just gonna pop a couple of those up there. Make a torch there. In fact, I can make plenty of torches. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and I still have the iron, which I shouldn't have. Yeah, what to do. This will be for us. We need to thin out the chicken herd a little bit, but we're not going to do that today. $11. I mean, this will help a little bit. 2, 3, 24. Do we have more? Yes, we do. Because we need as much of this as we can get. $32. That'll make 11. $40. And last section here. As soon as we run out of food, we're going to have to abort the mission. And we got 51, 52. Make sure we got all we can get. Good. I'm going to come in here. Actually, we're going to take this and ditch it. We don't have the time for that. Yeah, and we can enter. And one remainder. Put the remainder there. That'll be more than enough for that. We need to get rid of this, so we'll go back in. We gotta go back in the house anyway. I think we got everything we're gonna need. I definitely don't want to lose that iron. So back in the house we go. We're gonna gain another slot pretty soon. In fact, we pretty much are. Okay, yep, we can move. Yep, we can move. There we go. Put the iron away. We definitely don't want to lose that. Might be a little premature, but let's get rid of that. Then we get this and that in that order. We can now grab. Yeah, we'll leave that open. Doesn't matter. Grab the rest of this if we can. Yes, we can. Put this there. Alright, are we ready for the adventure? Yeah, this way's easier. It's time to head to Fort Duff. As it's starting to get dark, which is not good, and we're not running. Need to make a better way up this section, because it's literally killing us time-wise. Then we got this little parkour thing that kind of needs to be de-parkoured. A lot of creeper damage over the years. Say hello to the village. Say goodbye to the village. Say goodbye to the sheep. And now it's time to follow these pillars to Fort Duff. And we'll wait for 3 of those to disappear. Well, actually, I shouldn't say 3, 6 of them. So it says right there to the end portal, you just follow the pillars. There's only one spot where it's not quite as clear as it should be. As you can see, I made sure that they were plenty visible. This was before I decided to cut down a bunch of trees so you can see everything. And that was just a plain stone pillar so I wouldn't lose track, as I said before I cut down the trees. Now it's starting to get dark. Okay. Well, that was a fail and a half. Okay, things are starting to get dark, so we need to be moving. Chickens in the desert. So I'm glad at least one of you that frequently watch this chimed in and said, you want to see an end city? Let's give it a try. However, if I blow it somehow, that's going to be it for a while. It took long enough to get the materials that we need, and most of it was, or I should say a good chunk of it, was already in existence. We just had to go and get the rest, says the chicken. And we should be there pretty soon. We need to be there pretty soon. It's getting a little too close. Like that zombie pointing out to us that we're cutting it very close here. This is when I'm torching trees. Here we are! Oh, and a creeper. Welcome to Fort Duff. He didn't see us. That's good. Alright. Down the stairs we go. It's time to try and find ourselves an Ender City. So basically, we're going to choose a direction and go off from there. So I'm just going to stand here. And we're going to use a very scientific method. And I'm going to point down so I don't see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Alright, I'm pointing more this way. And we look at an Enderman, which did not pay attention to me looking at him, which is good. Oh, look. Doesn't this look familiar? Alright, to save blockage, we'll go to this point and start the long journey out. But every 11 I gotta put a torch. 2, 3. It is a misnomer that you need to fight the end dragon to get there. See, what they did was they were smart. How many was this? I can't talk and do this at the same time, which kind of sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I sort of can. 7. Every 11th one needs a torch to prevent something spawning on this. 2. As you can see, it's a very precarious thing that we're doing right now. Now, they've designed these end city things, so that when you get too far, I'm just gonna... I heard if you hit F3 and the light goes to 0. That way you know you've gone far enough and you need to place another torch. I want to try that theory out. Plus it lets me talk to you. Yeah, my frame rate is ridiculously low for what I'm doing, actually. So, they say if you look at the block number for the light, which is the 5th line from the very bottom on the left, you see light 6, 0 sky, 6 block. It's the block number you want to watch. Supposedly, as soon as you hit 0, the block that hits 0 is where you put a torch. And then the very middle should be 8 at the least. No, and it doesn't work that way. So whoever said that is wrong. When it gets to 1, that way I can spend time talking to you and I don't have to really count off blocks. 5, 4, 3, 2. And a minimum light number of 8, which is good. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that they designed the end cities so that they appear roughly at least 1,024 blocks after the end island. That way, if you have an older world like this, you won't be able to generate enough chunks beyond it to ruin the chances of spawning an end city, kind of making things backwards compatible. What that also does is if you've already fought the dragon and you don't want to fight it again, you can do what I'm doing right now, and roughly in the same amount of time you did a fairly much safer job if you keep your finger on the sneaky key and not let go. You let go, you're dead. So now we gotta just watch that block number when it hits 1. Like now. Torch. And now I'm just gonna move up a little bit. So you can see the island's getting far away. We are absolutely nowhere near an end city. So I'm gonna do that and do that. Hit the sneak button again. Notice that I don't say which button exactly I'm hitting on my keyboard because I bind my keys differently, which a lot of Minecraft players that do these tutorials don't quite grasp that concept. Is they say, in order to do this, you hit your shift key, which for some people like me, shift doesn't do what the default does. So what good is that? Because someone was trying to help me do something on the Craft Theory server, and they were telling me, oh, all you have to do is hit your just hit your right shift key, and I'm telling them I tell them I bind my keys differently. My right shift probably isn't doing what yours does or by default, so what does right shift do on your machine? So that's why I don't ever say that's why I say I hit the jump button, because my jump button is definitely different than the default. Or, like I'm saying right now, I'm hitting the sneak button because it's likely a very different button than what was default. I believe it is. I'm not 100% sure, which is also why I just go by that. I also noticed the pie chart that's on the lower right. Only 0.45% of the goings-on in this game is actually physically rendering everything. Rendering the world, drawing everything. And the remaining 99.54 is fraps. And the computer probably doing other computery things in the background that computers normally compute. Okay, my fingers are getting a little tired. And that is weird. That is one of the many sounds of a mine shaft that or a cave that is undiscovered and unlit. That's what that sound usually means, but we are in the middle of absolutely nowhere. That is strange. We're also just a mere 305 blocks away from home base here, 307, and continuing. So this is going to take a very long time, and this is what you tuned in for. Oh, I would not feel bad for you if you decide to just hit that fast forward selector at the bottom of the video and just plow your way through. The problem is, I'm not 100% sure if it'll have preview, if it'll have the initial frames for you to preview so you can tell where to restart. So if you go to the slider and it's just highlighting the slider, good luck with that. If it's actually showing little thumbnails, then it'll make life easier for you, won't it? You're either going to see me at another end island, or you'll see me spawning in the overworld, meaning that something went horrifically wrong. And speaking of going horrifically wrong, my finger that holds the key down to keep the sneaky is tiring out pretty badly. Not a good. So switch fingers. Hopefully, problem is that my right hand is a shaky hand, so if I twitch enough, maybe just, I am so uncomfortable doing it with this way, but you can see all but one piece of the island has completely disappeared. We are probably 40% of the way there. And what I'll do is do that. We'll definitely have the torch food. And we got a bunch of sticks for no reason that we can't use for anything else. And again, absolutely nowhere yet. It's going to be a long, long time. This is not going to be an episode of excitement here. Just happens to be every 13 blocks. Well, the good thing is if this does ultimately fail and I wind up falling off the edge, we got that much less to do. So I mean, it's not all bad. Actually, what we need to do is will give my finger a chance to rest. Because it's not really feeling all that sturdy at this point. So I don't think you're meant to sneak around very long in this game, but that's exactly what we're doing. And of course, a torch every 13 blocks so that no Endermen spawn on here. And you can push them out of the way, but they can push you, and this is not exactly a bridge you want to get pushed off of. Funny thing is in the, well, can't call it the Pocket Edition anymore, because as you might have noticed in the title screen, they call this the Java Edition. And now that they've made it so that all the other versions of the game can actually play with each other, Pocket Edition and Xbox, PlayStation, etc. are just now known as Minecraft. So this is no longer considered just plain old Minecraft, which has been for almost 8 years. Wow, this game is almost... it's getting close to 10 years old. I mean, it's got a little ways to go still, but amazing how something is so popular in terms of a video game, computer video game, and it's been around that long. Well, and you keep updating things and adding stuff. Plus keep it fairly creative. Can't see how you can really go wrong with that. Oh, well, my sneak finger is really jittery at this point. Alright, let's take a look. We know we're not anywhere near. We're only 448 blocks away. And still nothing that way. Well, this is what Watch Me Suck at Minecraft is all about, is you watch and see everything, including building a very long bridge where I'm trying to find a way to hold this key and not tire myself out. And not mess up the order, which I've almost done multiple times, but with the sneak key on, everything should be fine. Now I'm beginning to wonder if fighting the dragon, if I were good enough at it, would actually be the shorter avenue. I know for a fact that this works because on my my finger nearly left the key. On my server, I did this and it worked. And I built a nice bridge that spans the various routes. I mean, it spans the distance from the main island to one of the cardinal coordinates where you can find some of these end islands. I wonder what that banging is. I'm sure you can hear it. Alright, let's keep going. Well, we should be more than halfway there at this point. The funny thing is that my frame rate never got above 75. I might have prematurely placed that one. I'm not sure. Oh well, better safe than sorry, right? Come on. We'll take a look at progress a little later. My arm's even getting tired because when I usually play, I'm, moving around usually moving my fingers around, hitting other keys to play this game. I'm just keeping it steady in one spot, and you'd be surprised at how tiring that can get. Definitely, we all know that the main island is gone. We're 60% of the way there, theoretically, and I do that for orientation. Still nothing. Here we go again. So, one of the rumors of this game, and it's just a rumor, it has not been deemed official, but there is a possibility that now that all the other Minecrafts can talk and the Java edition can't play along, is possibly that this version of the game could ultimately become abandoned, and the rest of Minecraft will flourish on per usual. I'm hoping that's not true. What I'm hoping they would do first off is make a conversion tool, and when they update the game at this point down the line, that they will have the game convert your levels over to the new version where you can talk to everybody. It might sound a little far-fetched for those of you that haven't picked up the game before 1.2 came out, which I'm a 1.0 adopter, I admit it. But when 1.2 came out, they changed the way the worlds are created, and they also added another 128 blocks of vertical height that you could build. It allowed jungles to form on high mountains, pretty much the reason for it. It had a converter that converted your world over to the new format. So Mojang has done that before. So if they want a PC and Mac version to play along, I can't see why they can't have a converter. But that's if rumors are true, and that's probably a little ways off. So, third stack. My finger's tired already. Might as well look, because my finger just can't hold that key down for that long. I want you old people to take my advice. Don't get old. Funny thing is, I'm probably on the... Okay, that's the where we came from. And to keep orientation, this is where we're heading. We see stuff. We are arriving. We're finally getting there. See, they put this stuff far enough away so that these older worlds can spawn the newer stuff. So we're almost there. Then we have to deal with a different kind of monster. The shulker. There's a guy that's kind of in a metal box. He raises his head and sends out a depth charge that forces you to float in the air for extended periods of time. So you hope to get yourself underneath something tall so that you limit about the amount of flight you wind up taking without... I had to move my finger. It is not very comfortable right now. Let's see how close we're getting. Oh, it looks like we got a big chunk of island. I don't remember seeing them that big. I guess they can be. Yeah, my finger's getting pretty tired. What I'm trying to do is position it so that it'll last a little longer. Because we've come this far, let's not have things go wrong. This also proves to some people that I have read that said you have to fight the Ender Dragon again, which is a lot harder, to get these end cities. Here's proof that it's not true. Fingers trembling again. So anyway, I mean, most of you that actually know this, but I'm pretty old. But surprisingly, on the Craft Theory server, while age-wise I'm up there, one, I'm far from being the oldest, and two, in terms of the number of people on the server, I'm actually on the bottom edge of the age scale. I mean, I think the oldest people that play are in their upper 50s, and I'm 45. So, age-wise, I'm definitely up there, but in terms of how many people are older than me on Craft Theory, probably 2/3 of them. Which shows you this is not a game of children and teenagers and young adults. And we got those trees showing up. That's a good thing. That definitely shows we're heading in the right direction, outside of the obvious meaning. Now I'm wishing I actually kept some of those wooden planks so I could build a crafting table out in this area and store stuff. So if things go horribly wrong, my finger's getting unsteady again. See how close we are now. Oh, we're getting pretty close. We are getting pretty close. And we'll have enough of these stone to make way markers. I think the terrain is flat enough in most cases that we can just make them relatively short. Also stalling so I can let the sneaky sneak finger recover a little bit so we can do a few more spins between torches here. Okay, for some reason there's 14 left. I must have miscounted. Don't matter. Anything helps. Oh boy, it's starting to feel really trembly now. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I broke my pattern there. Alright, trembling still. Now we're hitting Enderman territory, and you know what? We don't really need the F3. They're everywhere. I see none of them are spawning here. They would spawn here if this wasn't lit. Even midway. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but when that ambulance went by... Oh, you know what? I kinda do need that, so I can see the light levels. Is the siren actually has a secondary baseline to it. And now you can see the city islands starting to appear as we're close to bridging. Reason being is these companies found out that if you use base, people can hear the ambulance better. I'll just keep it going. We've arrived, but we're very careful how we're looking at things. Yeah, we did arrive, but so basically what we need to do is we're gonna have to make a big one here. So we need a pointer over here. Ooh. And we'll put the light on the pillar. Because that one's kind of high up there. So yeah, now definitely going to rely on the timer that I've put on. There, now we got a pointer that shows the way. Let's see what we can see without seeing things we shouldn't. Okay, we can still see that, which is good. Maybe if we do make it and survive our way to a trip back, yeah, we can still see that. think what we'll do is right about here, even though it's still visible to some degree, it might not even be visible at this point, is put another larger way marker in right at this interchange. So you got an island going that way, you got an island going that way. In fact, we'll do it here. And we looked at one. That is not good. But we're also higher up than them. So we could take them on. The height thing definitely works. Which reminds me, if I'm in this predicament, oh, we should be good at this point. So we get that. We have this big island that there's no way to get to. We got the big pointer over there, which helps. You know what? Let's see if I can get some of these. Whoa, did I look at you? No? Good. I should have brought an axe. I can't bring any of these trees with me. So, what do we have on this side? As this world gets bigger and bigger. Oh, I found an end city. Yeah, we can move. Oh, no, we can't. And just to keep ourselves a little safe. Oh, it's a tiny end city. It's just one outbuilding. Put another giant one up. We ain't gonna need all that though. Yeah, we just got the one building, but it's a building. And it points over to where we can't see anything anymore, except for that one little waypoint over there. Put the torch there. And that points towards home. There we go. It serves two purposes. If we stare down an Enderman, we're safe under here. Alright, let's see what we got here. Can we do this without putting ourselves too much into jeopardy? Oh, I can get him that way. Good. We got at least one of those. Yeah, found the city at the end of the game. Just light it up because we can. And this is why we put ourselves at the edge here. See, we got no control over being levitated. That's the beauty of the design of these buildings, is really? He was that simple to beat? Enderman can't spawn in that space. Now we gotta be a little more careful. Shulker shell. I think if we get 2 of those, we can make a box. And we got the waypointers showing the way. I think this is a time you actually want one of them to hit you. Because I think there's a point you can't really... Hello. That was bad. Well, the show isn't called Watch Me Suck at Minecraft for nothing. Uh-oh. Although, like I said, I think this is one where you want them to hit you, because I don't think you can hit the top one. Let's see. Levitation for 4 seconds. Alright, we're good there. That hurts. All we gotta do is make a run for it. Once we eat that. It's got a shulker right there. Perfect. Let's see, how long? 3, 2, 1, down. Oh, those do give you a little damage. There's nothing in here. That's why I'm surprised he's defending nothing. There's gotta be another one somewhere. There's one above. Just waiting to recover. Okay, this is kind of bad. You can put that one back. So let me move back. Okay. Actually, I know what I can do, but we're gonna have to wait for another day. So we'll break this block. And we'll stand back here. And there's the timer, because I told you it might come in handy being that we can't see where things are. And that'll be this episode of Watch Me Suck at Minecraft. So, finally found an end city, only one little building in it. Well, if you figure out a way to attack the shulkers, you probably can make it fairly easy. Thing is, does it work? We're gonna have to find out. I've got a plan, but we gotta act on it a little later. So this is JoJo551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.